Hey, welcome back everybody. In this video I'm going to talk about some techniques that I use for drawing curly hair. So I've got a head here that I'm going to be applying the curly hair onto, and I'm making a new layer above that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to create a pattern. And we know that hair tapers, so I'm going to go ahead and create something that looks like that. And I'm going to close the gaps here for reasons that'll be obvious in a minute. And then what I'll do is I will now make a new layer underneath that specific layer. And I will use my magic wand tool. I will fill that in with white. And next I will merge those two layers by shift selecting those two layers and hitting Command E. And here's where the fun begins, because you can now position this block of hair. And if we hold down the Option Command T key or Alt Control T, you'll get this bounding box that appears. And what we can do now is we can just move this copy and we can scale it down ever so slightly. And maybe I'll add a little bit of rotation. I'll hit Enter. Now if we hold down Shift Option Command T, you can see that a copy has been made, and that's also Shift Alt Control T. And it just basically transforms and moves the copy down by the same number of units. If I do it again, Shift Command Option T, you can see I've got another copy. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Well, this is basically, it's going to look like the hair is basically very uniform. It's going to look like I actually used a copy and paste approach. And that's really where you have to come back and you have to add some improvisation. These are only shortcut techniques that can get you about 80% of the way there. And then from there, you have to use your own artistic mindset to go ahead and make it look more natural. So I've got the hair here, and I'll just duplicate another copy, move it down and scale it down and rotate it like so. And then I will merge all of these layers together by shift selecting all the layers and hitting Command E. And then I will hide the face for a moment. I want to extract only the red lines, right? I don't want the white fill. And so what I'll do is I'll just use my magic wand tool. I'll click on the red. I'll just deselect it for a second and show it to you again. And you can see that the marching ants are around the red. I'll hit Command J, and what that does is it makes a copy that only contains the outline and not the fill. So if I bring the hair back, you can see that the hair is transparent. This just gives me the ability now to go back to the head layer and use the lasso tool and just simply clean up the parts that need to be cleaned up. So for example, her ear is kind of hidden. I'll just drop her opacity so we can see it a little bit better. But these are all areas where her ear is not going to be visible. And then when I'm done, I can always crank up the opacity back to 100%. And then you can repeat this same strategy for the other side. Now, what I would also advise doing here is just to add a little bit of randomness by virtue of adding some additional, have some extra hair, just so it kind of breaks it up, doesn't look all uniform. You want this to look somewhat organic. So I might even come back with the lasso tool, cut, and so that way I've got something that looks really nice and organic. I can repeat that on the other side. Just for an example, I want to show you another bonus technique since you've been watching this long. What if I wanted to, for whatever reason, I wanted to give her hair some straightness? What are some techniques that I can use for that? So I'll just go ahead and draw a few curls. And remember, hair tapers, goes from thick to thin. And what I'll do now is I've got this on a separate layer. I'll make a brand new layer by holding down Shift, Option, Command, N. And let me just focus on this area right here because I think that might be a better demo. I'll just simply draw a line that's somewhere in the middle. Okay, and remember the tapering is happening at the bottom. So if I hold down my Option Command T key And now if I move my pivot down to the bottom over here, I can rotate a copy and hit enter. And if I hold down Shift Option Command T again, it makes a few additional copies. And what that does is it allows me to easily make more strands of hair. And then I can always adjust its position as I need to. I can, for example, take this, right click and choose the warp tool, and I can kind of hone and massage the look and feel of this hair. Maybe I want it to kind of look something like that. So that's just something else to consider, so that Option Command T is pretty powerful, and Shift Option Command T. And I've used this command before on another demo, but I think it works really well when you're drawing hair. So if you found this video to be informative, I'd appreciate a like, a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, that would be great if you can. Please spread the word, tell your pals, and let's level up in our digital art together. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.